My name is Chris Fox. This is narrator 12, or a very sad tale. It's not as happy as that, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you a story, a most intrepid tale, full of danger, greed, peril, everything that fails. It's about a man who wanted the world. He couldn't conquer himself. He thought out there was the pearl. He believed in good, but in his heart he felt better, just patient enough to know how people value the dollar. One fine day, not a cloud in the sky, our hero starts in the bottom and most certainly not dry. He was wet and soaking, cold and alone. He has lost everything they ever took, his home. He had the choice, though I believe he never saw. Wanted the immediate action to be able to end it all. He suddenly slipped on something, his head broke his fall, then eased into a deluded fantasy that showed him it all. How to get back at everyone he hated after seeing it. There was no way to save him. Self-condemned, I truly pity that soul. However, we must judge no one at all. Soon he recovered from broken glass at his side, grabbed it, he hid somewhere inside. But his body ran to the street, almost automatic, sliced everyone. Very frantic, but I got him some money as well as clean clothes, his materialistic want that just won't go. He then used that money to buy some drugs, flipped them. He was on his way to fun, did this for some time, still sleeping on the street, saving up enough to buy what he would need. Most notably was a gun, but he needed front help from someone, so the dealer he used hooked him up with a place in the hood. There he housed an arsenal, couldn't even say how, slipping in and out of the soul, damned in hell. So he had a place, but now needed an army, took explosives to blow away the top rivals. No one knew what struck them, he wasn't even liable. All around him, the headless snakes squirmed, limiting their numbers, killing each other. Then came his time when he took the top. Many saw the leader, it was here his deluded dream got its start. The money began to flow. It wasn't subsiding. People will spend anything to keep on hiding, but it wasn't enough. He wanted much more, so he invested in a bar, in the back house, the horse, then bought a motel, a few in fact, killed every pimp. There was no going back. He had much more money, commanded respect. Everyone in his old life believed he was dead. Perhaps he was, and this all the dream, but quite real were the screams of the weak, still not touching those who harmed him. He needed more time. Perhaps to himself his image was a lie, but when he stated words, no one resisted. They dare not try. The evil in his heart commanded many spies, whispering their own lies into the ears of those at his side. The police couldn't tell how everything was run. It seemed the streets just got cleaned up by someone. Little did they know operations were running most efficient. The black eyes of that man never thought anything was funny. So his next step took some care. Hopping out of the cradle, he kept his baby and not so unaware. Jumping towns, creating an empire, faceless void that steered many to expire. Taking the same actions, not knowing from where. But when he stated words, no one said no, not one dared. But truly, the people that screwed him were these banks. It was a system that used him. His wife didn't help. She left him in need. But instead of praying to God, he lost everything and still couldn't see. Developed an empire, now still underground, but an army of slaves willing to devour every town. The drugs truly made the people crazy. At the snap of one man's fingers, everything got hazy. People started fires, bending to one man's will. He had them solve the hate he could never heal. First went the banks and many a federal building, schools, businesses. The people went crazy. The government tried to issue martial law. But it's difficult when your military dissolves, for so many bought into the drugs, enough to cause a collective cancer of thugs. This continued till there was nothing left but a man with the world to catch its breath. He believed now he could rebuild it all. In his image, he saw no fault at all. So from the ashes, he stopped the drugs and caused those who were left to rebuild everything that was lost. After some time, he remained on top, but the same system. He changed nothing at all. So sooner rather than later, he saw an interesting trend. His same actions began to follow him. He realized then that this is a cycle, a cause for alarm, because he was the only liable. He then looked to God, wanting an out, but too much death was attached to not attract the wrong sound. Realizing what he was doing, forces caused him, the junk he was building, and now the story ends while continuing with tune, because humans will always eat the sup and consume. Another will always step in this man's place. It's us who actually need to change. Thank you.